Sequels. The best way to make more money without more effort. Idea worked once? I reckon it'll work again. At least I hope. Cars? No. Cars 2. The Little Cars in the Great Race? How about The Little Cars in the Great Race 2? Rodeo Polis Adventures. It's a lengthy title. And now, the laziest rip-off movie 2. Let's jump straight into it. It's another episode of Rip-Off Wednesdays. If you haven't figured it out yet, I've already made a video on Cars and The Little Cars in the Great Race. Don't worry if you haven't seen that yet, you can do that after this video. But you guys seem to like it, and I said in that video,
so stay tuned for the sequels.
Well, now it's time for a sequel. Let's start with the original so we know what we're up against. The critically acclaimed, lowest rated Cars film, Cars 2.
After a 5-year hiatus, we're back in Radiator Spring. Oh, no. We're going to start with a spy cold open with this British car voiced by Michael Caine. He's trying to get intel on a weapon that these lemon cars have acquired, yet all he can see is a camera. Then he turns into a submarine and swims away. Now we're back in Radiator Springs, getting to see all our favorite cars. Maida, Sally, McQueen, Doc. Doc?
Doc would have been real proud of you.
Did Doc die? Yeah. He actually did. See, Doc was voiced by Paul Newman, an actor but also a real-life race car driver. And 2 years after the release of the first movie, he unfortunately passed away, crossing the finish line. And honestly, he won a couple Piston Cups doing it. This guy lived a full life, winning an Academy Award, a BAFTA, 7 Golden Globes, a Primetime Emmy, 2 Grammy nominations, a Tony Award, the Academy Honorary Award, and the Jean Hersholt Humanitarian Award. And that's not even all of them. So rest in peace, Paul Newman. Back to the movie.
McQueen and Maida are spending the day together. However, McQueen is wanting to spend the night with his lady car, which Maida's a little upset by. You know, he's being ditched for some blue car. Yet he very inconspicuously finds a way to join the evening.
My name is Mater, and I'll be your waiter.
You could say he's spying on them. Time for some exposition. We're introduced to this guy who transitioned into an electric car because he hates big oil and spent his life trying to find a safer, cleaner, renewable alternative, which he's done, all in all. And to celebrate this milestone, he's hosting a global racing event with all the biggest names, the frontliner being Francesco, who I just found out when writing this part is actually voiced by John Turturro. However, there's one big star who said no to participating in this race. It's a relatively niche car, you've probably never heard of him, goes by the name Lightning McQueen, and Francesco's talking his usual Oh yeah, McQueen? I'd stay out too if I were you. I'd be pretty scared going up against me. You know I don't have any fenders, right? Maida, being a homie, calls up to stand up, or like, yes, what's the equivalent of standing up for a car? Pumping up their tires, flashing their high beam? Maida flashes his high beams for his friend McQueen, which causes enough of an argument for McQueen to enter the race. So it's off to Tokyo for the first race. But you know what they say about work, right? Why do it when there's a party you could go to instead? However, Maida isn't quite fitting into the whole scene of this place. So Lightning, I think we're on a first name basis by now, gives him some incredible advice.
Things are different over here, which means maybe you should act a little different too.
It's nice of the movie to give us the moral so quickly. If you don't fit in to where you are, then you should completely change yourself to fit in better. Move out the way, Aristotle. We've got a new philosopher in town. Speaking of people who are in town, the British car is back. And now there's another British car joining him. They're looking for an American agent who has intel about the person in charge of the weapon operations from the start of the movie. And a satellite signal says he's in the toilet. Meanwhile, Maida pisses himself, so he also runs to the toilet. Unfortunately, the spy gets ambushed and Maida accidentally takes the device. So they think that he's the American agent.
Is he American?
Look out, ladies. Mater's fitting to get funky.
Extremely.
And they misinterpret what he says to be code for "we'll rendezvous tomorrow at the race." Now we get to see what the weapon does because it's used to execute the American agent. Apparently, all in all, has this tiny little issue where if it's hit with enough EMF, it'll explode. Now it's the big race day and more miscommunication happens that causes Maida to nearly get killed and McQueen to lose the first race. This is the major conflict between Maida and McQueen. So when Maida gets taken onto the spy's plane, Lightning thinks it's his fault for him leaving, when in reality, he's now on some very important spy work. His first mission? Infiltrate the meeting in Italy when he sees firsthand what they're doing to the racers and learns their motives. Make people scared to use any alternative energy so that they can sell all the oil they've obtained. Yet one car is throwing a wrench in their plan. First name, Lightning. Last name, McQueen. Middle name, Montgomery. He's still set on using all in all, so he's got a massive target on his back now, right as everything goes out the exhaust, and everyone gets captured and trapped inside the big Bentley, forced to watch the death of McQueen.
I don't know about you guys, but all this talk about cars is making me want to do some online shopping. And if I'm spending money, I definitely don't want to overpay. That's why today's sponsor, Cooper, is here to help. Cooper is a free browser extension available on all major browsers. They've even got a mobile app for when you're shopping on the go. Instead of wasting time searching for coupons that rarely ever work, Cooper automatically tests all available coupons at checkout and applies the best one for you. But wait, there's more. Cooper offers a max saving guarantee. That means if Cooper misses a valid coupon and you later find one yourself, you may qualify for compensation. You lucky duck. Meaning if it doesn't save you money, they could literally pay you back. But wait, there's even more. Cooper also offers cashbacks from over 15,000 stores. And one thing users won't stop raving about is how fast the cashbacks arrive. Typically only within 3 to 15 days. Much faster than many other platforms. And now my favorite feature, price comparison. If another retailer has the exact same item for less, Cooper will let you know before you buy, so you don't accidentally overpay. That means you save in 3 ways. Let's count them. Coupons, cashbacks, price comparison. Install Cooper for free using the link in the description below and start saving today. Now back to the movie.
Alright. Hopefully they explain that later. They leave all the agents alone for just long enough for them to escape. Luckily they expected this and armed Mater with a bomb. More miscommunication from McQueen and Mater because he thinks he's running away from him because he's angry at him, when in reality he's running away from him because he doesn't want him to explode. Luckily, they catch the professor, tell him to deactivate the bomb. He says it's voice activated and it can only be disarmed by the person who armed it. So now they've got a time crunch, but they've got enough time to have this heart to heart.
Nobody takes me seriously. I know that now.
Be yourself here. People aren't taking you seriously, then they need to change.
Which motivates him to assassinate a monarch.
Back up! Back away! No, it's okay.
Oh, I guess not. He's actually saying that the real villain is...
Him.
What?
Yep, turns out the guy not wanting people to trust alternative fuel is the poster boy himself for alternative fuel. The same guy who's been killing all the other cars. The same guy who landed on the oil reserve. The same car trying to assassinate McQueen. And the real culprit of the onstage pissing. Everyone knows Mater never leaks oil. What was he gonna do if Mater wasn't there? Blame it on McQueen? He gets knighted and they explain how McQueen survived.
If you're implying that I switched out that rot-gut excuse for alternative fuel just because I never trusted Axelrod, you're dead wrong, man. It was him.
And end movie. Alright, that's the original. I enjoyed it, but not as much as I'm about to enjoy.
Now, if you haven't yet seen the first video, let's do a rerun of these characters. We've got Cruz, Coop, and Lugnut, all very original. So we left the last movie off with Cruz winning a race and no longer being a delivery driver. Now he's a race car. So where do we expect a race car to be? That's right, the racetrack. The racetrack. And people are super excited to see Cruz racing.
He's in second place and is in position to take the lead.
That's right, Tony!
What?
That's right, Tony!
Must be hearing things. Run that back real quick, Coop.
Tony!
Who?
Tony! Tony! Tony!
Tony? Who is Tony? This is Cruz. What happened to Cruz?
Yeah, Tony's having a real good race.
And what happened to Lugnut between the movies? What the hell? Why does he sound so macho now? He's a quick side by side.
Come on, why not?
That's weird.
Convo, I can't believe you're serious.
His name is Lugnut. Lugnut. Not combo.
Combo?
Combo. Not combo. I swear, one more f***ing screw up and I'm going to lose it.
Don't get carried away, Chris.
Fire department, what's your emergency? Hey, yeah, just giving you a quick courtesy call. I'm about to set something or someone on fire. Why would you do that? Yeah, got a video to make.
Wait,
All right,
stop,
bye.
no, stop. Why did they change their names? Voice actors, whatever. I can look past it. But why did they need to change their names? I know the answer. You see, it isn't a problem with the sequel, it's actually an issue with the debut movie of this incredible franchise. You see, this movie's dub was done by 4Kids, the place for animation dubbing. But the first movie wasn't. And they thought it was a good idea to change the name of the characters from the original Portuguese dubbing. So their names have always been Tony, Chris, and Combo. The first movie, I guess to just make me look dumb and set that guy on fire, they changed their name. So get used to it. We're talking about Tony now. Forget Cruz and Lugner, it's all about Tony and Combo now. Yeah, it's me again. No, not you. Yeah, come on, we just put the last one out.
So Tony's a little bit upset, because if you didn't catch it, it was pretty obvious that the champ threw the race, and he's all embarrassed, because he doesn't know why. Then this one shows up, and I think someone might have a crush.
He won it fair and square.
Is she telling the truth, handsome?
Why was I, well, he...
Take your time, Combo.
You've
got this, man. Just think about what you're going to say before you open your mouth. Wait. Eyes on the windshield, pal. Now Chris is comforting Tony while traveling at terminal velocity.
Cheer up, you just won.
I don't think the conversation would be this clear. I think it would be more like this.
What? I think our friend Combo has fallen for a certain someone.
What is that supposed to mean?
Awkward ass silence. Now Combo and Girl Combo are going for a stroll, or should I say a roll. I believe the implication is that she's a reporter, so she's trying to get the inside scoop on the new champ in town.
The first time I met Cody,
No, what?
The first time I met Cody.
Cody?
Cody.
Not Tony anymore, Cody? Cody! It blocked me. And the first date goes a little too well. I want to push the brakes a little there, Combo. You just met the van. And she's not the most trustworthy of vehicles, because look what she publishes.
Tony's best friend thinks it was a scam too.
And Tony is a little too quick to drop his day one.
The biggest lie is that I could ever think of you as a friend. Friends don't betray each other's trust.
Even whispers in his ear. I hate you and your new name.
That whole article is a lie. I didn't say anything like that to Simone.
Oh, jot that down. Her name's Simone. Now, apparently, Simone didn't actually write that.
What's the big idea changing my story without my permission?
But her chief editor, J. Jonah Jameson, gotta be a car pun there. J. Johnway Jameson? Good enough. Turns out J. Johnway Jameson added a little bit of creative liberties to the story that she wrote to try to sell more papers.
We need to sell papers, kid.
And I think Simone quits on the spot. That or she's just leaving the room and tries to check in on Combo, but he's not having it because he's going to try to explain what's happened to Tony.
So, how's the training going?
Well, I guess not.
Oh man, I had nothing to do with what they wrote in the news. I wish that he believed me.
Okay, come on. First off, talk to her to try to get what's going on. And if not, at least try to tell him that nothing on that paper actually came out of your exhaust. This is a dumb way of trying to resolve this. Almost as dumb as your new name. It's time for the big race, and one of the commentators is the editor of the newspaper. And this guy might just be one of the dumbest lemon of a car I've ever seen. Because here's how this goes. Simone rolls into the commentator's booth, starts talking to him about how she won't be reporting on the race, so I guess she didn't quit. And he doesn't turn around to talk to her. He continues to talk directly into the microphone and says this.
Don't you realize how much better I made your story?
So what if I made up the whole thing and sold more papers?
And everyone's just like, oh, okay. Combo goes off to catch Simone and apologizes for his dismissive behavior. Then Tony wins the big race against the champ, and the champ recolored.
I love happy endings.
Wait, what? There's still 2/3 of the movie left. Why the hell are they replaying the opening?
Unlike the first movie, this movie isn't just one continuous story. Instead, 3 stories, split up and played one after another. So I guess they wanted to go for a more episodic format from here on out, which is really weird. So I guess it's time for the Little Cars in the Great Race 2 Rhodiopolis Adventures Part 2 of 3.
So surprise, surprise, it starts with another race and then pivots back to the delivery business, where the boss is saying that the larger deliveries are taking too long and people are complaining. Then Combo's like, that doesn't make any sense. I'm the only one doing the large deliveries. Why are you looking at me like that? So clearly what needs to happen is either they need to hire another van to do large deliveries, or they need to figure out a way to make his deliveries faster, right?
We have to change how people think of you.
That's also an idea. Not a very good one. Hey, I know how to make people stop complaining about how long our deliveries take. We'll just make them think that they don't take long. What? Completely unrelated to that idea, Tony skids in with exciting news. There's a new type of race where pickup trucks race to see who's the fastest.
It's all right here. Sign up for the Raceopolis pickup race.
Oh, no, Tony. I just don't have it in me, pal.
No one was talking to you, Combo. Hey, look at this eating competition I found. Nah, I couldn't participate in that. I'm too full. Who the hell is that guy? Anyway, Combo gets the training and is not having a good time in the slightest. He also doesn't have the drive to win. He doesn't care about winning. However, he sticks to it, and it's the big race now with a stacked competition. We've got yellow and black combo, green and gold combo, beige and blue combo.
If he doesn't do well, then we're all out of work. And I'm old.
Throw in a fun fact at the end there. Combo tries a little bit of small talk before the race, but the other combos are not interested. Then the race starts and he's coming in dead last before he locks in. However, he does some crazy life-threatening maneuvers to win the race.
What is he, nuts?
That's crazy, Combo. You could have gotten yourself totaled. Well, I mean, did it at least improve his image?
Do they still think that Combo's delivery service will be slow?
No, now everyone agrees that Combo is definitely very fast.
Hey, well, mission accomplished.
Now he's got another problem. After what he did in that race, everyone thinks he's crazy. A nut job on wheels.
Ah, damn. So I guess no one wants the nut job to complete their deliveries anymore. How are they going to get past this issue now?
Guess we always knew that was true, right?
Oh, guess they don't. Part 3!
So it seemed like the first 2 parts were heavily focused on Combo, which is like, oh yeah, they're just ripping off the original, because that movie also just focused on Mater. But weirdly enough, this movie came out before Cars 2, so I guess they beat them to the finish line. And it seems like this final one is focused on Chris. She's looking at some fashion magazine, dreaming about high society. And since Tony's a famous race car driver, he'll take her to check it out tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night? I haven't been painted in months. My tires are all saggy, my brakes squeak. I need to thicken my wipers, and I don't even want to think about my bumpers. I'm a total
So
wreck.
she goes to get a makeover and finally gets to the big party.
This is great! They really went all out, don't you think?
Yeah, it's amazing, but I always get overwhelmed with these things.
I probably would be too. I think. I don't actually know because they never show the party. However, Chris is getting a little bit jealous over the attention Tony's getting from the other girls at the party.
Wow, I thought you were cute on the racetrack, but you're even better close up. My friend's right. You're more muscular than we thought. Can we get your autograph?
Alright, calm down, Cars. We know it's Big Tony, but control your engines. Time to break it down on the dance floor. Damn, they're going crazy. But then Tony gets pulled away into this little dance circle and Chris is not happy.
Hey, wait! You left without letting me know. Why's that?
I didn't want to keep you from your friends, that's all.
Oh, now I get it. You're jealous.
I am way too mature for that. I don't care how they blinked and fawned and batted their wipers at you.
You're jealous and totally clueless.
And Boyfriend of the Year award. There was almost a lesson in that one about materialism and the shallowness of that world, but then they just throw it out the window with how they end it.
That party really changed my mind about all that high society stuff. I think I'm over it now. Huh? Oh my gosh! I look pretty good, don't I? Just like a model. Well, when you got it, you got it. What can I say?
And there we go. It wasn't very good. However, there's still a lot more of their movies to go over. So if you wanted me to go over those, let me know. And if you don't, keep it to yourself. Here's a slightly higher effort video that I made. But if you're wanting to stick to this format, here's the other Rip Off Wednesdays. All right, bye.